Is the family becoming extinct? To the intelligentsia, the family, or the traditional family, as they say nowadays, is just one lifestyle among many. Moreover, they periodically announce its decline, with no sign whatever of regret, sometimes with just a touch of smugness. The latest census data show that the traditional family, a married couple and their children, constitute just a little less than 1/4 of all households. On the other hand, such families constituted just a little more than 1/4 of all families a decade ago. Any reports of the demise of the traditional family are greatly exaggerated. Snapshot statistics can be very misleading when you realize that people go through different stages of their lives. Even the most traditional families, including Ozzie and Harriet themselves, never permanently consisted of married couples and their children. Kids grow up and move out. People who get married do not start having children immediately. If every single person in the country got married and had children, married couple families with children would still not constitute 100% of households at any given time. With rising per capita incomes, more individuals can afford to have their own households. These include young unmarried adults, widows and widowers, and others who often lived with relatives in earlier times. When more such households are created, traditional family households automatically become a smaller percentage of all households. Incidentally, the growth of households containing one person, about 25% of all households today, is the reason why average household incomes are rising very little, even though per capita incomes have been rising very substantially. Gloom and doomers love to cite household income statistics in order to claim that Americans' incomes are stagnating, when in fact there has been an unprecedented and sustained rise in prosperity among women and men, blacks and whites, and virtually everybody else. Marriage does occur later today than in the past, and more people don't get married at all. But 53% of all households still contain married couples, with or without children currently living with them, while some of the other households contain widows and widowers whose marriages were ended only by death. Despite attempts to equate married couples with people who are living together as domestic partners, married couples are in fact better off than unmarried couples by almost any standard you can think of. Married couples have higher incomes, longer lives, better health, less violence, less alcohol, and less poverty. As Casey Stengel used to say, you can look it up. One place to look it up is in the book The Case for Marriage by Linda Waite and Maggie Gallagher. But this is just one place among many. You don't usually hear these kinds of facts because they are not considered to be politically correct when the media, politicians, academia, and the courts are busy trying to make all kinds of living arrangements seem equal. The latest census report on America's families and living arrangements contains all sorts of statistics, but avoids showing the most basic statistics on the average income of married couple families compared with other family households or with non-family households. The Census Bureau apparently does not want to be politically incorrect. If you dig through the census numbers, however, you will discover some revealing clues. While both unmarried partners and married spouses are spread up and down the income scale, the bracket with the largest number of men who are unmarried partners is the bracket between $30,000 and $40,000. The bracket with the largest number of husbands is between $50,000 and $75,000. Among married couple households, the bracket with the largest number of households is $75,000 and over. Among other family groups, the bracket with the largest number of households is that under $10,000. Women who are shacking up are 4 times as likely as wives to become victims of violence, and their children are 40 times as likely to be abused by live-in boyfriends as by their own parents. Despite all this, it remains dogma among those who set the ideological fashions that marriage is just another lifestyle, no better or worse than any other. Even the Census Bureau seems unwilling to publish statistical data that would go against this vision and rile up the anointed.